The internet is in absolute chaos right now, and comedian Corey Holcomb just poured gasoline on the fire. After news broke that Papoose allegedly knocked out Remy Ma's new boyfriend for sleeping with her, Holcomb wasted no time giving his brutally honest reaction, and it's exactly as wild, raw, and unfiltered as you'd expect. Social media erupted the moment rumors hit that Papoose had confronted Remy's alleged new man, and things turned violent. According to reports, the confrontation ended with a single punch that left the guy on the ground, and within hours, the internet was calling Papoose the last real husband in hip-hop. But while fans debated whether it really happened, Corey Holcomb jumped in with the kind of commentary only he could deliver. Hilarious, ruthless, and painfully real, known for never holding back when it comes to relationships, infidelity, and the messy side of love. Holcomb turned the situation into a moment of truth-telling. He roasted Remy, defended Papoose, and called out what he sees as a double standard when men get cheated on. His words were so raw, they left both fans and critics speechless, some cheering, others furious. Now everyone's asking, did Papoose really throw hands? Is Corey Holcomb defending loyalty or just stirring up chaos for laughs? And what does this explosive reaction say about respect, betrayal, and the line between love and violence in hip-hop culture? The hip-hop world woke up to absolute madness when rumors exploded online that Papoose had allegedly knocked out Remy Ma's new boyfriend after catching wind of their alleged affair. For fans who grew up admiring Papoose and Remy's legendary loyalty, the story felt like a bad dream. The kind of scandal no one ever thought would touch hip-hop's most respected couple. But before anyone could even process the news, comedian Corey Holcomb, never one to bite his tongue, jumped into the conversation with his trademark mix of raw honesty and dark humor, instantly turning the situation into a viral moment. At first, nobody wanted to believe it. Papoose, the same man who spent years holding Remy down while she was behind bars, had always been known for his patience, composure, and maturity. The idea that he would lose control and physically confront someone seemed impossible. But then came the flood of gossip reports claiming that after finding out about Remy's alleged relationship with a younger battle rapper she'd been mentoring, Papoose snapped, confronting the man and, according to witnesses, dropping him with a single punch. The story spread like wildfire. Within hours, Twitter or X and Instagram were flooded with memes, reactions, and disbelief. Papoose did what 90% of men think about doing but never do. One viral post read. Others called him a legend for defending his name. And then, as the internet always does, it split in half, some calling Papoose a man standing up for his pride, others calling it toxic masculinity in its purest form. That's when Corey Holcomb stepped in, and the conversation changed entirely. Corey Holcomb, known for his brutal stand-up routines and unapologetic opinions about relationships, didn't just comment on the story, he went off. During his popular online show, the Corey Holcomb 5150 Show, he addressed the Papoose Remy Ma drama head-on, saying what most celebrities were too scared to say out loud. Let's keep it real. Holcomb started with his signature smirk. If that man really caught his wife slipping and he put the beats on that dude, that ain't assault, that's emotional therapy. The crowd of co-hosts and fans watching online burst into laughter. But Corey wasn't done. He leaned in, his tone turning from comedic to cutting. Papoose been the most loyal brother in this game. That man did time with her emotionally, stayed faithful when the world told him not to. And this how she repay him. Nah, man. Sometimes that heartbreak hits so hard you swing before you think. The clip spread faster than the original rumor. People reposted snippets of his reaction with captions like Corey Holcomb saying what everyone's thinking and unfiltered truth. But not everyone was laughing. Some critics accused Holcomb of glorifying violence, arguing that no amount of betrayal justifies putting your hands on another man. Feminist commentators online called his comments dangerous and regressive, saying it normalized physical retaliation instead of emotional maturity. But Holcomb didn't back down. In a follow-up segment later that week, he doubled down, telling his audience, Y'all can get mad all you want. I'm not saying hit somebody. I'm saying if you build a life on loyalty and somebody you trusted tears that down, your emotions gone, make decisions before your brain does." He paused, then added, "Papoose ain't just a rapper. That's a man with a heart. And hearts break ugly." For longtime fans of the couple, his words hit deep. Papoose and Remy had been the example of loyalty in an industry that chews relationships up and spits them out. When Remy Ma served 6 years in prison, Papoose didn't just wait for her, he married her. He showed up, held her down, raised their kids, and kept her name alive in the industry. Every interview, every award show appearance, every love post on social media was proof of a rare bond. So, if these rumors were true, fans understood the heartbreak even if they didn't condone the violence. Still, others argued that the situation might have been exaggerated. People love to see something pure get destroyed. One fan tweeted, "Until there's video proof, I don't believe Papoose laid hands on anyone." And yet, the story kept snowballing. Alleged sources claimed the fight had happened backstage at a private event. Some even said security had to separate the two men. No official statement came from Papoose or Remy, which only made the rumors spread faster. That silence gave Corey Holcomb even more material. He joked, "You know it's real when nobody denies it." If it didn't happen, Pap would have posted a freestyle already. The audience roared with laughter. But beneath the jokes was a grain of truth. Hip-hop fans know that silence often means the story hit too close to home. Holcomb's commentary also reignited conversations about double standards in relationships. "Let's be honest," he said. "When a woman catches a man cheating, she can throw a shoe, break a car window, curse him out on live, and everybody calls it emotional pain. But when a man reacts, suddenly it's violence and toxic masculinity. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying the world don't keep that same energy." That statement turned his reaction from comedy to cultural debate. Clips of his monologue were shared on TikTok under the tag #CoreyHolcombTruth, sparking heated comment sections where thousands of people debated loyalty, gender, and revenge. Some said Holcomb was right, that men's emotional pain is often ignored until it explodes. Others said he was excusing aggression. Either way, his words hit a nerve. Meanwhile, hip-hop personalities started chiming in. Some old-school rappers sided with Papoose, saying, "You can't play with a real man's heart." Others said they didn't believe the story, that Papoose was too disciplined to let emotions control him. A few even claimed the rumor was started by clout chasers, trying to exploit the ongoing tension between him and Remy. But for Corey Holcomb, the specifics didn't matter. The story, real or not, was a reflection of something deeper: the emotional fallout when love, loyalty, and ego collide. "You can't make a man like Papoose feel like a fool publicly and expect him to smile through it," he said. "That's not pride, that's dignity." Fans loved it because it was classic Holcomb, hilarious, sharp, but rooted in uncomfortable truth. He didn't defend violence. He defended vulnerability, especially the kind that men are taught to hide. In a world where heartbreak is often used as punchline material, Corey flipped the script. He turned a messy rumor into a conversation about respect, betrayal, and the consequences of emotional warfare. Still, behind all the viral commentary, the heart of the story remained tragic. If true, it meant that the love story that once inspired millions had officially collapsed. And if it wasn't true, then the damage had already been done, because in the court of public opinion, rumors often hit harder than reality, as part 1 ends. One thing is certain: Corey Holcomb's reaction did more than entertain. It reignited the conversation about loyalty, masculinity, and how far someone will go when their heart breaks in front of the whole world. The story had already exploded across the internet. But once Corey Holcomb's reaction hit YouTube, it went nuclear. Within 24 hours, clips of his commentary were everywhere, reposted by gossip blogs, reaction channels, and even mainstream entertainment outlets. Everyone was quoting that one line: "That ain't assault, that's emotional therapy." It was raw, funny, and painful all at once. And it perfectly captured the tone that only Corey Holcomb could deliver. But behind the jokes, There was something real happening. Papoose, who had always been seen as a calm, calculated family man, was now being painted as a street legend again. A man pushed past his breaking point. Whether the story was exaggerated or not didn't seem to matter anymore. The internet had already decided who the players were. Papoose was the loyal husband betrayed. Corey Holcomb, being the sharp social observer he is, knew exactly how to use that narrative to make a point about relationships, pride, and double standards. On his show, he didn't mince words. You know what the real problem is? When a man loves too hard, the world laughs when he gets hurt. But if a woman cries, everybody rushes to comfort her. That's that double standard nobody wanted to talk about. His co-hosts tried to lighten the mood, but Corey doubled down. Pap was loyal when loyalty wasn't cool. He was the blueprint. And when a man like that gets betrayed, he gon' feel it in his soul. The punch ain't about pain, it's about principle. That line hit deep. People began reposting it on social media, calling it the most honest take in the whole mess. Some fans said Corey had just voiced what a lot of men secretly feel but are too afraid to admit that. Betrayal hits differently when you've built your entire identity around protecting and loving someone. Who breaks that bond? At the same time, critics were calling him out for what they saw as the normalization of violence. One journalist tweeted, "Corey Holcomb is hilarious, but his comments prove how toxic our culture can be. Violence over infidelity isn't masculinity, it's insecurity." That tweet sparked an online argument that went on for hours, with fans and critics debating what loyalty really means in relationships, especially in the public eye. Meanwhile, hip-hop outlets started reporting more details about the supposed confrontation. Some said it happened at a private studio session where Papoose unexpectedly showed up. Others claimed it went down at a small showcase Remy Ma's rumored boyfriend was performing at. According to several gossip pages, Papoose didn't say much when he arrived. He just walked straight up to the guy, whispered something, and then threw a punch that sent him to the ground. Security supposedly broke it up immediately, but by then, everyone in the room had their phones out. No video ever surfaced, at least not yet. But that didn't stop the story from taking over timelines. Corey Holcomb, for his part, said what everyone was thinking. If nobody got footage by now, that means real ones was in the room. Ain't nobody snitching on Papoose. The comment made his audience roar with laughter. But it also reinforced a certain unspoken truth. Papoose isn't the kind of man people record when things get real. Remy Ma, of course, didn't stay silent. A few days later, she posted on Instagram, "When you know your worth. You don't argue with rumors, you rise above them." It was polished, mature, and vague, the kind of response that only fueled more speculation. People immediately flooded the comments, asking if she was talking about Papoose, the boyfriend, or both. Some even accused her of using damage control PR to protect her image. Corey Holcomb caught wind of that post and went off again. "Man, if she really posted that, that's the problem right there," he said during his next show. "She's still talking like it's about self-worth instead of what she did. Accountability ain't a PR move, it's honesty. If you mess up, you mess up. Don't hide behind captions." That moment sent shockwaves through the culture because Corey wasn't just cracking jokes anymore. He was holding a mirror up to celebrity behavior. He pointed out how, in the age of social media, everyone tries to win the breakup by posting quotes instead of having real conversations. "Y'all care more about looking right than being real," he said. "That's why none of these relationships last." The audience in his live chat exploded with comments. Some fans agreed, saying he was speaking facts. Others felt he was being unfair to Remy, arguing that no one knew what really happened. But the bigger picture was clear. Corey had turned a messy hip-hop scandal into a national conversation about emotional accountability, loyalty, and image. As the debate raged online, Papoose stayed quiet. No interviews, no posts, no denials. That silence only made the legend grow. Memes started popping up calling him the last real protector and the man who made Heartbreak Street again. His image shifted from peaceful husband to a man of principle, someone who stood on respect above all else. But Holcomb, ever the realist, saw through the romanticizing. "Let's not act like violence solves anything," he said in a later segment. "It might feel good for 10 seconds, but after that, you still gotta deal with the pain. You still gotta sleep alone." He paused before adding, "You can't fight your way out of heartbreak. You just swinging at the air after that." It was one of those moments when Corey reminded everyone that beneath his humor is a deep understanding of human nature. His comedy has always been rooted in truth, the uncomfortable kind that most people avoid. And that's exactly why his reaction hit so hard. Over the next few days, fans and fellow comedians joined the conversation. Some praised Corey for keeping it real, while others accused him of exploiting a painful situation for views. But even his critics admitted one thing: his words hit a nerve because they revealed something ugly about how people view love and revenge in hip-hop culture. Behind the headlines, there were still real emotions at play. If the story about Papoose confronting the man was true, it meant he'd been pushed to a breaking point most of us never see. If it wasn't true, then it showed just how desperate the internet is to destroy something pure. Either way, Corey's reaction forced people to confront the reality that love and respect are fragile. Even for the icons we idolize, as part 2 closes. The world is still waiting for clarity, but the truth almost doesn't matter anymore. In the court of public opinion, the verdict is already written. Corey Holcomb turned the story into a reflection of the times, where pain becomes content, loyalty becomes a meme, and everyone has an opinion about someone else's heartbreak. And for Papoose and Remy, that may be the most painful punch of all, the realization that their private pain has become everyone's. Entertainment. The Papoose and Remy saga had already spiraled into something far beyond a simple rumor. It had become a full-blown cultural moment. The story of a man allegedly defending his pride, a woman caught between love and scandal, and a comedian fearlessly dissecting the mess had captured the world's attention. Every day brought a new headline, a new opinion, a new wave of speculation. But through it all, Corey Holcomb remained the loudest, most unapologetic voice in the room. His latest rant, which aired just days after Remy's cryptic "Know Your Worth" post, might have been his most explosive yet. Sitting behind his mic, Corey looked straight into the camera and said, "This is what happens when loyalty becomes one-sided. Papoose gave his life to that woman, and she repaid him with embarrassment. And when you embarrass a man who's held you down like that, you don't get an apology, you get a reality check." The comment section erupted. Within minutes, clips were circulating online with captions like, "Corey Holcomb is preaching again, and he's saying what every man thinks but can't say." But while many agreed, others accused him of turning pain into performance. Critics argued that his take ignored accountability and that his blunt approach was doing more harm than good. Yet, Corey didn't flinch. For him, this wasn't about clout. It was about truth. He went on, "I ain't saying violence is right, but let's stop pretending emotions ain't real. You can't play with someone's love, betray their..." Meanwhile, Papoose's silence had become almost legendary. He made no statements, did no interviews, and ignored every attempt by the media to get a quote. That quiet only fueled more speculation. Was he ashamed, or was he simply protecting his dignity? To some, his restraint was the mark of a real man. To others, it was proof that the rumors were true. Corey Holcomb, of course, had something to say about that too. "See, that's how real men handle pain," he said on his show. "They don't go crying to the internet for sympathy. They deal with it like grown folks. Pap ain't post no quotes, no subliminals. He let the silence do the talkin'." He chuckled, then added, "Meanwhile, the internet trying to get him to drop a diss track. That man's out here fighting for his peace, not for clicks." The audience loved it. In a time where every celebrity uses social media for damage control, Papoose's refusal to play that game made him seem even more authentic. Holcomb's praise of that silence resonated deeply. It was a message about dignity, control, and self-respect in a culture addicted to exposure. But Holcomb didn't stop there. He turned his attention back to the broader issue. using the Papoose and Remy situation to highlight how social media has destroyed privacy in relationships. "We live in a world where people don't care about love no more," he said. "They care about screenshots. They care about being right on the timeline. You can't build nothing solid when everybody got their phone out looking for content." Those words hit home for a lot of people. Comment sections were filled with stories from fans who said they'd been through similar situations, not in the spotlight, but with the same emotional chaos. The theme was the same: loyalty, betrayal, and the pain of being made a fool of publicly. Corey's comedic honesty had opened up a raw nerve across social media at the same time. Industry insiders began quietly confirming that the rift between Remy and Papoose was real. According to reports, they were living separately, focusing on co-parenting and keeping things civil for their daughter's sake. For a couple that had once symbolized unshakable love, that revelation felt like the final nail in the coffin. Corey addressed that too, with his signature mix of humor and heartbreak. "Man, I hate to see it. They was the last real love story in hip-hop," he said, shaking his head. "Papoose and Remy was like the hood version of Barack and Michelle, and now they sound like every other couple that let fame eat 'em alive." The studio laughed sadly, knowing that beneath the joke was a painful truth. The fallout extended beyond just them. Fans began to turn Corey's commentary into a mantra. Quotes from his rants appeared on t-shirts, memes, and even TikTok edits. "Don't play with a loyal man's peace" became a viral sound clip used in thousands of videos. What started as commentary had turned into cultural reflection. Still, for all the laughs and debates, what lingered was the tragedy of it all. Two people who had once embodied love were now the subject of rumors, jokes, and analysis. And Corey Holcomb, intentionally or not, had become the voice narrating their downfall, part comedian, part philosopher, part truth-teller. As the dust began to settle, Corey offered one last reflection that summed up everything. "Everybody keeps saying Pap lost his cool, but I don't see a loss. Sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom to realize what kind of person you really loved and what kind of person you really are. Maybe that punch, whether it happened or not, was just him hitting the truth." That line hit harder than the alleged knockout itself. It wasn't just about Papoose or Remy anymore. It was about everyone who's ever loved deeply and lost painfully. Corey's take turned a scandal into a lesson, one about boundaries, heartbreak, and the way fame magnifies human weakness. By the end of the week, the headlines started to fade. Another story took over, as they always do. But this one stayed with people, because beneath all the drama, beneath all the jokes, was something raw and real, a reminder that even in a world full of glitz and fame, heartbreak still hurts the same. And for Corey Holcomb, it was another day of doing what he does best, saying the things nobody else dares to say, and making the world laugh even when it's crying inside. Before you scroll away, stop for a second and think about what this whole story really means. What started as a headline about Papoose and Remy Ma turned into a lesson about love, loyalty, and how easily even the strongest hearts can break under pressure. The rumor of a punch may have gone viral, but the truth runs deeper than any gossip. It's about what happens when respect and trust are pushed to their limit. Corey Holcomb didn't just make people laugh with his reaction. He made them look in the mirror. His raw, unfiltered honesty reminded the world that emotions are powerful, and that betrayal doesn't just wound egos, it wounds souls, whether you agree with his take or not. One thing's clear: he forced everyone to confront how we treat love, loss, and loyalty in a culture obsessed with drama. Maybe this isn't just a hip-hop story. Maybe it's a human story about how pain turns into rage and how pride can sometimes feel stronger than forgiveness. And maybe that's why the world couldn't stop watching. If this story made you think, hit that follow, drop your thoughts below, and share it with someone who's been through heartbreak. Because at the end of the day, whether you're laughing like Corey, hurting like Papoose, or healing like Remy, we're all just trying to survive love in a world that loves to watch it fall apart.